They don't like to see the Buddhist monk, right? Because Buddhist monk 光頭嘛. When they see the Buddhist monks, 哎呀，今日真係衰晒啦嗬。Sharing discovery is on the seeing of the samana, right? Samana Saman is a Buddhist monk, of course. It's indeed a blessing, right? So, okay, before we come to this very important subject, right? We look at how people, the kind of misconception and misunderstandings about the Buddhist monk. And generally people like to go to the Buddhist temples, right, to pray for God. They regard the Buddha as God as well, right, for blessing, such as prosperity, and then what else? And for increasing the wealth, right? Asking a lot of things. So do you think that God will respond to our requests? Then again, my next question is, do they understand what blessing is? Now this is an important question, right? Do the God know what the blessing is? Do they know what's the blessing? Okay, so in order to discuss what the blessing is, what constitutes the blessing, right? I mean, in the Mangala Sutta, it says that the Sakadevas, right, from 33 gods, right, spend a long time, they discuss among themselves what the blessing. So you see the deities, so the deities came down to see the Buddhas and ask the Buddhas what's the blessing. And of these 38 types of the blessing, one of the blessing is seeing the samana. Okay, seeing the samana. Here samana referred to the Buddhist monk. Okay. So reasons for misunderstanding. Okay, so in our Chinese communities, right, the society where we lived, there are many misunderstandings of about religions, right, about the temples, and about the Buddhist monks, because I think the reason is because they don't come to the temple and they hearsay and they knew nothing about Buddhism, so they just heard and watched the social media, right? So the first one, the Chinese say 无事不得三宝殿 I hope you understand what it is. So it's not going to the temple without any reason. That is to say, people never come to the temple, for no reason. And because of this, I think it makes people feel that those who goes to temple are those problem people. And the second one is the temple also position. It serves as a very sacred, very holy place, right? So that also gives you an impression that the temple is not simply accessible by ordinary people, isn't it? A lot of rules, like some temples. When you come to the temple, you wrong the wrong side. You go to the wrong side, you will criticized by people, right? And then a lot of people ask you, do this, and makes people very scared coming to the temples. A lot of rules, and because of that reason, lots of people don't dare, to come to the temple. You see, very scared. And of course, for that reason also, Brahma Vihara tend to have an open space. So we don't have a lot of restriction. During the Buddha's times also, you see the temples, the temple is in the garden. You see, it's in the garden, yeah. So you don't have so much rules. And the youngsters there don't go to the temple because, they will be scolded. The third one is the residence of God. Yeah. You see, they regard the temple as the residence of the gods. It means that the gods are sitting there watching us, okay, fulfilling your wish, right? So then people come to the temple with that kind of mentality of asking, from the god, like during the Chinese New Year's on the eve, 拜咩頭炷香 to let the god see. I'm the first one, okay? You please protect me, okay? As if the god is sitting there and then ready to to give blessing. So you see people come to the temple with that kind of mentality, to ask blessing from gods. And of course, when they see the monks, they will usually the monk, I don't know whether they are real monk or not, but they will have a counter there, and then you can ask the fortune. You can ask the fortune, or the monks will recite something, okay, to cure your diseases, or all kind of things lah. You see, that's why the temples are so busy. People pray to the god, and then also come to the temple, come to the monks. You see, and then you see, for that reason, I think a lot of people has that wrong impression. Okay, especially the monks in the temples. Their main job is to catch the demons, or to exorcise the demons and catch the demons, etc. So a lot goes, yeah. So you see, monks giving that kind people that kind of impression. So then people don't come to the temple. I believe so. Yeah. You see, now I'm also talking about, when I was in Hong Kong back in 1994, many years ago, right? About 30 years ago. That was the year when I first ordained. So I went to Hong Kong. That time, the first time. And you find at that times, Hong Kong people have a lot of bad thoughts about the Buddhist monk, especially the Buddhist monk with the, what they call the bald head, Ti Guang Tou, and you see, they usually, have that kind of very ill thoughts. They said, "Oh, I encountered bad luck today," after seeing the bald the bald head, soil. You see, then they said that today I will lose my money. You see, so especially during the day of the horse, what they call the horse racing, betting, man, horse race. I think you know very well. They don't like to see the Buddhist monk, right? Because Buddhist monk 光頭嘛. When they see the Buddhist monks, 哎呀，今日真係衰晒啦嗬。Yeah. Or even sometimes, at that time, we work in the garden, okay. And then that day, I work. I saw a old lady, okay, holding like the granddaughters, the grandson or granddaughter from that direction towards me, and then when they saw us, they walked away. And then even very funny, they use a piece of the handkerchief to cover their granddaughters, from seeing us, Oh yeah. You see, so sometimes sometimes can be very, 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 very annoying. Heartbreaking also. You see, are we monks really that's annoying? You see, so I mean, these are the things lah. You see, but now situation has changed. Now Hong Kong is a very good place for the Buddhist monk, and then you can see, the Buddhism is growing very fast in Hong Kong. Yeah. So now in Hong Kong, when you say you are Buddhist, wow, like a status is very different, especially for the young generation. You ask them, okay, where are we going to have our lunch today? We go for vegetarian. Wow, 时尚, it's now become a trend, having vegetarian. You see, so now has changed a lot. Now the younger generation, they prefer vegetarian because you got state. Okay, so I think it's a good sign lah. It's a good sign. That's because I think in Hong Kong, like in Hong Kong University, even in Chinese university, they provides the Buddhist education, and lots of the researchers, or the people interested in Buddhism, they come to Hong Kong University to study Buddhism. I think I'm the one. Yeah, not in Malaysia, but okay. Now, say like if we go to the Thailand, right? I think many of you have been to Thailand, right? It's very auspicious to see a monk. Usually, Thai monks will come out early in the morning, to go for the alms round, right? And then the devotees are very happy to offer alms early in the morning, because for them, they can do offering, they can offer alms to the monks in the early mornings. It's a very auspicious sign, they can accumulate merit. So you can see the difference. You can see the difference. So this is what I'm going to discuss today, right? As a good Buddhist like us, right? We need to have understanding of what the sutta says about seeing a Buddhist monk, and then the advantages. I think more important is to have a very peaceful coexistence between the sanghas as well as the lay people, and we found a lot of resources in the suttas, to create a very peaceful, the kind of love society between the sanghas as well as the lay community. So we are going to investigate, right, the few suttas. Okay.